It's hump day, everybody, and let me tell you what, we called it to a T yesterday. Most exciting day I've had trading in a long time. B. Wellington can say the same thing. You are on Wednesday's edition of Crypto and Coffee with the Trading Bros. I'm your host, Clutch. We got B. Wellington. He's always excited and always on the chart. So, hey man, we had a lot of choppiness and we got to ride the wave the whole freaking way yesterday. So let's see if we can do it again today. And what are you seeing?
Well, like we talked about, we did call it yesterday. There's a lot of volatility in the market. And so, we kind of anticipated that with CPI numbers coming on Friday that they would really start to shake things up, and that's exactly what they did. We always like to start off on the daily, which we will do again. And we'll still hit, in this range. So yesterday we kind of had this, we were up here, moved to the upside, came back up, tapped this, came back down to like 1740 areas, came back down, and then moved up to kind of this median area where we're at now, which is at 1804. So really, some really violent and fast moves yesterday to kind of clear some things out. And so, going to look for some additional volatility in the market, as we get to the end of the week, but definitely was a very big shakeout yesterday. Interested to hear about, some of the theories that come out of why all that happened. If we look at BTC, we're kind of in that same boat. We've got this wick here that's, uh, hanging out that I think we'll have to come back to at some point in time. But we are having this setup of the death cross that's happening on the daily that I know a lot of people are reacting to. A lot of people are going short or potentially can go short off of that. And look, we're holding up very well, relative to this cross. So I think things are being set up, and Bitcoin does affect Ethereum, so we have to be conscious of those things as well. If we hop down to the hourly, it's a 2 hour. If we hop down to the hourly, I mean, we have some volume that came in, but really not a whole lot of volume just yet. So no volatility is moved into the chart. But we are kind of, moving. We're here at the daily open. We've got the 200 on the 1 hour. We are somewhat on the top of this range, even though, if you want to say the top is up to at 1921. Yesterday we got up to 1879, and so we're closer to that area. We are to the 1700s. That's down in this area as well. So we're somewhat on the top of this choppy range and have been moving up. So I would expect some type of move to the whichever way they're going to go. I expect that they trap, somewhat. And so being right here at this daily open, they're right at a place where they can actually do that. We'll try to get some more perspective on what, it is Wednesday as well. So, we do expect a reversal at some point with the week. But again, we've got a lot of data that's coming out on Friday that we could be waiting on. So we've kind of been hanging out and haven't really punctured this range up here since we've had the drop down, and so we can look to test this range. I believe, coming up. We've trapped a lot of longs on this way up, and we busted a lot of liquidity. Really was the move. I would say more of that than the other, and then we came back down to take out whoever went long on this move and trapped any shorts. And so I think we've got longs trapped up here. We've got shorts trapped down here. And so we've ranged within that area. And I think what they're waiting to do is just kind of see how people are reacting within this area. But definitely, if we look at it, they're trapping more to the bottom. We had this, kind of the swing pattern failure, if you want to call it that, here this morning in the UK session, and so that's moved up, from there. So those are all positive news for a move to the upside that they've been trapping, and we've always talked about. I think what they're trying to do is prepare for a move to the upside to try to trap more longs before before they bring it down. Ultimately, I think we break 1700 to the downside. So here's a move that, we kind of talked about to the upside. And so,
What?
that works for the long that I'm in. So, I think I'm probably going to get tapped out here in a minute. But but this is a trappy move because we just opened the futures market on the New York session. So we're pumping up to the upside, but I wouldn't put too much faith in it to hold at this point. Not that it won't, but we got to see what happens. $5.2 billion worth of open interest, and so we've had some very choppy behavior, and so OI has really just been all over the place. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but we haven't had too much reaction to this move to the upside relative to building OI. Funding rate wise, we've got some mixed sentiment here, so it's probably neutral. Pretty much across the board, neutral to negative. Nothing that's too aggressive. At this point in time. So I think people are still wary of a move to the downside. If we do look at what the markets are doing, we just opened up. Futures were negative. And so they continue to be negative. But really, I would say negative. I mean, Dow's kind of down there. But, we see what these look like in the beginning of the session. A lot of times they're opposite of that. At least get positive at some point to in the session, and then move into the direction that's going to move. I know it's probably confusing, but you just kind of got to look at it during the day. And then we've got oil at 120, never good for the economy. Bitcoin down 2%, gold flat. So these are some very interesting numbers. I would expect these to improve somewhat as we move through the day. But if we look at what news we have coming out, and then yesterday, consumer credit, like we had talked about, I think we talked about a little bit on the phone. Yesterday, consumer credit still moving to the upside. So even if we're in a recession, the consumer is not acting like it. And so wholesale inventory revisions today, don't expect this to really move too much market-wise, but Thursday and Friday should be some really good days. So maybe we just range, not get anything too violent like we did yesterday. But, I think Thursday and Friday are really good days for some things to happen. So that's all I got on my end, Clutch.
Man, let's see what we got here. Let me get the opportunity here to share my screen. And let's check it out. Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
Okay, cool. So basically, this is right in line with what you said. We're really flat right now as far as liquidations to the upside or the downside. We do have a big one up here, 1883 for 53 million. And we're starting to work our way up in that direction. So that may be a good indication that we are at least going to get up here, clear that short liquidation that we have above us. And then there might even be some opportunities for us to get back up into the 1900, possibly even 2000 range, just to do some longs. That's a maybe here. So pay attention to what happens when we get up to this 1883 area. See if we're breaking that peak, right? So we may see some continuation. The big key area that we need to break is 1960. So if we're able to break, 1916. As long as we're able to break that area, definitely expect some more movement to the upside. I'm sure they're going to be doing a lot of trapping and longs, just like you mentioned, just to get some people on board before they come out and rip the floor out. Which we are still anticipating that we're going to see a major drop. When that's going to happen, that's still kind of unknown, but it is in the upcoming here. 1720 is key support area. We break below that big drop that I just mentioned. Get ready for it, because 1720 is pretty much the last line of support that we have. Moving over to our favorite chart, Bookmap. As you can see here, You know, maybe I should have switched the screens when I do that so this doesn't have to reload. I need to probably restart. It's got a lot of data backed up on it. Anyway, so as you can see, New York opened down here around 1800. We're working our way up to 1826, 1836. And it's got a nice wall of orders. And to see what happens when we get up here, if they keep moving this. As you can see, they started this guy right here, moved him up, telling me these guys aren't really wanting to trade, they're just wanting to lead the way. So a move to the upside. How far is it going to go this morning? 1832. Let's see what happens when we get in that area, and then see if we get a reversal. As far as CVD goes, we are on the positive side, so there's quite a few things that look like we're moving to the upside. And we have a bunch of orders down here at 1808. Let's see if that holds. That's also POC for the chart volume profile. And then the session volume profile that we have, 1840 is your POC. So we're kind of right in the middle of that range right now. We're finishing up the higher end. We're creating a new volume node here for the chart profile that we have. And we're still kind of in a crowded area for the session volume profile. I think once we get to 1832, we're going to see if we want to go up. We'll probably start seeing some pretty sharp movements to the upside if we break 1832. That's about all I got for today. Is that all you got for today?
Yeah, I mean, I think today's going to be a pretty,
Choppy day.
It's going to be a choppy day, quiet day, just because we've got so much news that's coming out, later this week. So it should be an interesting time, and we'll see what happens. Even this little move that we've had to the upside seems like it's pretty short-lived. So we will see what happens.
Very good, very good. Hey guys, be careful trading today. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until next time. ANF.
Adios, my friends.